Theater of the Mind Flip.
Welcome to Theater of the Mind Flayer, a D&D play podcast set in the homebrewed world of Jekyll. We've got 2 DMs for some reason, which can only mean twice the fun. So sit back, relax, and enjoy your time at
Theater of the Mind Flip.
Welcome to Theater of the Mind Flayer.
Almost fucked that up.
I was going to sing. I had something in mind. Do you believe that Caleb and I are the same height?
There we go. These are the gags we can do visually now on video.
We're on camera. I'm Jacob Machin. That's Caleb Dowdall.
Hello, I'm Caleb Dowdall.
How you doing, Caleb?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Whoa, you are
welcome
not
to
how
Theater
I
of the
thought
Mind
you
Flayer.
looked like.
How did you think I look like?
Not like that.
Not this handsome?
They didn't think you were white.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What did they think you was?
Like, slightly paler than white.
Oh, ghost.
Like translucent.
translucent.
Okay. That
Very,
translucent
very-
Irish colour.
Right.
I do have that little slight Irish burn. I don't know if you can tell. That slight reddish hue now.
I wonder if did I get burnt?
Yes.
Did I?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Told you. Luke and I walked for like 5 minutes to the shops and back, and I was like, I'm going to get burnt.
Yeah. It's not bad.
I did.
But
But it's there.
Yeah, it's there.
I just got melanin.
You're listening to the dulcet tones of Hercules Maze.
Hello.
Michael Briganti.
Hello.
Luke Sykes.
Hi.
And Danielle Butlin.
Hello.
How y'all doing?
Fabulous.
Yeah, pretty good.
Yeah.
Good.
Really
I'm
great.
glad. I'm glad. We're on camera for the first time. We're jumping back in at level 10. Have y'all played level 10 and above before?
I
have.
feel
Yes.
like we have.
Yeah.
Some point.
The current campaign that I'm in.
In a
is-
campaign, though. Like,
is-
not just a
is
one-shot.
currently, It started at level 10.
That's what I want to do with another campaign, is start at level 10 and go straight to level 20.
My
rather
first
than
campaign is
spend-
level 17 now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Damn.
It's a lot.
If
a lot.
anyone ever gets the chance, cast the maze spell on Michael, and he will go
Worst
ape
spell.
shit.
That's the worst. You can't do anything against it.
What does it do? The
It
maze
literally just
spell?
puts you in a maze. And you have to do.
It's kind of in the name.
You have to
Yeah,
do
well.
like an intelligence check to get out or something.
Oh.
And if your character's not built like that, it's
Oh no.
almost impossible.
But you
to
just
get out.
have
Just like
to
lost.
But it only
hold
lasts
the
a
right
minute.
wall, right? You'll get out.
No, I don't think so.
Does it not? I thought it only lasted a minute.
Maze?
Does
yeah,
it?
a
I don't
minute
know.
in combat.
A minute in
just
combat,
shits you
you're
out.
out. You're done.
That's 10
Yeah,
rounds.
but you're not dead, so you're fine.
I don't think
You're
we've
safe,
ended.
yeah.
The only combat we've done that had 10 rounds was when I killed everyone. I think that was more than 10 rounds. Yeah.
Yeah, probably, or also the assault on the temple might have been.
Oh yeah, I guess
That went
I guess
really
that would have
well.
been
Yeah, yeah.
split up that way. Yeah. Producer Hogan is currently looking for scraps.
Excuse me.
Hi. Tell us some news. What's your summer? What's in plan for your summers? Summers.
Well,
Hi.
Michael's been a pirate lately. I've seen that on Instagram.
Yeah, it's been slow though this year. It's been really
Really?
slow.
The
Yeah,
boat or
slower than
business?
the slow.
Different boat this year, is
The
it?
winds, the winds are not blowing as much as they used to. But no, I just think it's expensive. Or not. It's
Yeah.
expensive, but everything is expensive, and people don't want to spend money, so they're just picking and choosing.
I could pay
But,
you less.
No. But it's
Not
getting
legally.
busier now. It's getting busier now, and it's great. Yeah. It was. I was pirating before today, earlier.
I'm surprised there's not like a firework event.
There is.
Oh.
They're going
They
out
didn't ask you
tonight.
to do it?
I'm doing next Saturday.
Oh, okay.
That would actually be
Unless
probably
you put
the
a game
best
on.
night to do that
yeah,
if you were
it's
going to go.
pretty,
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, do they up the
expensive.
prices a
Yeah.
lot for that?
Yeah, yeah.
And they
Yeah,
tip like
makes
hell,
sense.
right? Okay, never mind.
Are you kind of bitter that you're here now recording instead of working the,
No,
the
like,
best shift of the year?
I'll get it on Saturday.
Wait, so you're excited to be here?
I'm excited to be here.
Tell your face that, please.
I'm excited to be here. This is just my face. It's my resting. It's my resting. I'm not having
Pirate
fun
face.
face.
resting Pete faced. Yeah. What about you, Herc? What's on for the summer?
Not a whole lot. Going to be rehearsing for a couple of plays, and then maybe some of my own content might be coming out. We'll see. I
What
got
kind of content?
Porn.
Yeah.
Hardcore.
Subscribe to his
Podcast.
OnlyFans.
Foot stuff.
Break his legs.
no some other TTRPG content
misery.
might be
Misery porn.
Yeah, no, I got some. I got
What's
a
that?
couple. It's some sketches for logos.
Ooh.
I don't see what
Wow.
I've seen.
Speaking of logos,
That's
that's
one of
really
them.
cool. That's
That's
really
one
cool.
of
Yeah,
them,
yeah.
and then I gotta-
Speaking of logos, if
You
you're
don't
an
get to
artist,
see it.
if you're an artist and you want to petition to give us a logo or write a logo for us, we'd happily take a logo. Update the brand.
Yeah.
What about you, Danielle, Luke? Either of you two doing anything over the summer?
I mean, I'm teaching.
Okay.
Yeah, doing plenty of
How
that.
is it we get on camera and everyone's lives are boring all of a sudden?
I'm
My
sorry,
life
sorry.
was always boring.
It's true. That's very true.
Yeah.
Herc has had the most boring life ever.
Yeah.
Teaching.
Yeah, no.
Sweet. Luke?
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me. What have I done?
You really landed into this. This comfortable. You're definitely the Chevy Chase of this cast.
What have I? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I'll let you decide.
What have I done? I'm just working this summer. I'm just working.
Great.
You can hear it in my voice. It is drained, and that's about it.
So y'all have us at a very drained part in our lives, but we're not going to give you low energy. We're going to give you high
No
octane
way.
D&D.
Just like with this week's episode of Trivia Treats.
So
tasty. I've got great news in the world of Trivia Treats.
Oh.
Is that the new player's handbook is coming out in September, and
gonna-
they've been
It sure
releasing.
fucking is.
They've been releasing a load of information about it,
So
which is
almost too much.
like pretty much like level by level how the classes are going
Are
to
people
change.
excited about it? I don't know.
I am.
Yeah.
I
think
watched.
it's cool.
There's a
watched-
lot of pushback. There's a lot of pushback to the point where it's kind of just going to end up being for a lot of people, it's going to end up being do you want to play the old version or the new version? Yeah.
I mean, that happens with every version.
But
Change
this
though.
one more so than ever. Like 5e was a big hey, let's all do it, and a lot of people did
It's
it.
because
apart from
4E
a couple-
sucked.
Yeah, but this time this feels like hey, do you want to play old paladin or new paladin?
Yeah.
That sort of vibe. So
But more options is always good, right?
I'm excited. I'm
Yeah.
going to be the one person on the internet who's embracing the new book.
I'm excited because
We'll
it gives
see.
me a
We'll
wealth of questions to ask you guys.
oh, because you ran out of questions.
Well, I was running it.
I'm excited because I'm going to know even less than I know now
Yeah.
because I'm not going to buy any of the new material.
Well, to that point, if you just watch all the YouTube videos, you don't need to buy it.
I'm
and
also
a lot
not
of it,
gonna do
and
that.
a lot of it is just unearthed arcana. So,
This is where I got
first
my
of all,
information.
don't. That is it.
YouTube. Yeah, well, their
Yeah.
YouTube channel. yeah.
Don't pre-order it because you can invest that money, not wizards. And check Unearthed Arcana if you want to use some of this stuff already.
Also, don't pre-order anything,
Anything, yeah.
because it's bad business. Look at all the
Support
video
your
games.
local game stores, even if it's not with pre-orders.
Well, what we can also do with these
Careful with
trivia
that.
treats
It's got a nail in it.
is we can also discuss whether
So bad.
the ideas are good or
No,
not.
that wouldn't-
Changes to the classes.
There's a nail in your
That's
finger.
true.
If someone
So-
points at you, go, careful with that. It's got a nail in it.
That's
Because
silly.
Jake is the height of
God.
serious.
See, I feel like with the cameras on, you're even less receptive to my jokes now. Like, you don't want to get caught out kind of going, oh, it's funny. Maybe they just aren't funny.
Sorry, Caleb, you were saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying a lot of these questions are going to be based on like changes to D&D, but we can discuss whether they're good changes or bad changes. Adds an extra layer. So
That's not trivia. That's just opinion.
Well, this is-
So is it going to become
it's an
opinion?
opinion
We
on
have
the
to buddy
trivia.
up. We really have to buddy up here.
I know, it's so uncomfortable. Okay, here we go. In the new 2024 Player's Handbook,
shit, we're
what
already
will
in.
wizards now be able to do on a long rest?
I don't fucking know what.
On a long rest.
I was
Regain. No.
sleep. I don't know what. What a dumb question. Give us
Prepare
another one.
spells.
It's something.
I don't know. If
You're
that's something
close.
that
You're
they do,
close.
like-
already giving you
like-
It's, so,
like
it's something that they were already able to do
So I said no.
on a level up, but now they will be able to do on a long
like
rest.
cantrips?
Change
yeah.
cantrips.
Wow, that's actually
Wizards
pretty.
will now be
I
able to
agree with
change
that
their
rule.
cantrips. You like that
Good
one?
rule. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's kind of weird because like a cantrip is supposed to be what
Something
you're
you know.
really familiar with and
Yeah.
stuff, and now the wizard's just like, yeah, but nah.
Yeah,
So
but
I
nah.
think this one's a weird one, personally.
Great. Thanks for that.
I think it's more versatile.
It's now opinion corner.
Okay, well, we don't have to give our opinions or not. We could just cut straight back to the episode. Screen wipe.
We are going to go ahead and play an improv game.
My favorite part of this.
We're going to play a classic that we all enjoy that Luke suggested we play to get us back into the swing of things, to keep things fluid, to keep you guys on your toes with cameras in front of you. We're going to play the game where you try and guess the same word at the same time. 3, 2, 1 word.
I was about to say word.
fun.
Were you? Well, I wasn't good at improv then. Who would like to go with whom?
I'll go Caleb.
Okay. Luke and Caleb.
Bridge some gaps here.
Excellent. Excellent.
They're unbridgeable.
That's you and I, Michael.
Okay.
So, Caleb and Luke.
I don't know how I feel about that. Oh no.
Caleb and Luke, you guys get to come up with a word each.
Okay.
3, 2, 1
Salamander.
word at the same time. And as you say word at the same time, you have a brief moment to then say 3, 2, 1 the next word. I'm trying to get you again.
That was close.
In your own time. Maybe we need a transition for. Do we need like an improv? We're playing an improv game.
Another star wipe.
Yeah.
We could do
Give
it.
your no fun face.
Okay, great. Really giving you a lot of work here. Excellent. Go for it, you two.
Okay.
I'll count it down and you guys say your word.
Okay.
Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Summer.
Silence.
What'd you say?
Silence.
What'd you say?
I said summer.
Okay.
Did you say silence?
Yeah.
Silence and summer.
Okay.
Got a word?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Simon.
Solstice. Solstice and. What did you say?
Simon.
Simon? Like a person?
Okay.
Great to have you back, Caleb. Simon and
Simon
Solstice.
and Solstice.
3, 2, 1.
Druid.
Fuck.
You do this every time. Oh, goodness. All right, moving on. Danielle and her.
Mission failed.
Let's see if we can start where we failed in the past.
What?
Yeah.
Did you just try and prompt him to say a word?
That's just thrown me
This is gonna stop. I'm gonna
Okay.
start with the words that I fucked up both times previously.
I
Or
don't
one
think
of
I
the
remember
words.
what those
Yeah,
were.
that's exactly
go.
okay.
3, 2, 1.
Mind
Bread.
Flayer.
Bread and Mind Flayer.
Oh, that was one of them.
Okay.
Bread and Mind Flayer. Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1.
Dinner.
Money and dinner.
I was on Europe.
Money and dinner. Okay.
Dinner costs money.
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Price.
Price tip. Okay. Here we
Okay.
go. Here we go.
We know what your priorities are.
3, 2, 1.
Bill.
Yeah.
See, Caleb, that's
Redemption.
Well, they should have gone first, so I knew.
We played this before.
Not on camera. It's a whole other experience.
All right, Michael and I.
For you.
You two got words.
Someone count us in.
3, 2, 1.
Birthday.
Book and birthday. Don't you nod at me? Don't you nod at me?
You got
Hang on,
this.
hang on, I haven't got a word yet.
2, 1. Card. I was thinking that. I was there. For shame. I didn't have a word. For shame. You gotta get a word.
I asked
Simon
very
or something.
kindly if everyone else had words. I would like someone to ask me for once if I had a word. Excellent. So 2 winners, Michael and Luke.
Why did
Since
Luke win?
Caleb and I fucked up your one, you two go together.
Oh.
Here we go.
Okay.
Gotta work. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Planet. Light.
Planet Light. Here we go.
Planet
3,
Light.
2, 1. Star.
I think we failed the last time. Yeah,
You did. You genuinely did. Yeah. You two are on fire. And that is how that game is played.
The one
Thank you
game
very
Luke won't
much.
blame me for losing.
Anyway, speaking of losing, we lost a lot of dear characters in our last
bravo.
session.
Good transition.
Thank you. We are going to jump back into our session here.
Ooh.
That was your best gateway. I'll give you that.
Happened last time.
Leader of the mind flip.
In our last session.
God, it's been so long.
Yeah, you like that, don't
My
you?
giblets tingled.
Reeling from the death and destruction that had just occurred, you began to mourn the deaths of Sir Alpin and Nesh.
But Nesh came back to life.
But Nesh came back to life later on, Jake.
So we didn't mourn too long.
Okay.
But for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah. While Force set up camp, and now blue-skinned Azorith made his way back to the Temple of Brigantia in search of some diamonds. While he found one, he also heard a knock on the temple door. An injured person by the name of Chungus Mundungus was seeking entry. I love that it happened in this episode. That was so emotionally charged. He was seeking entry to the temple in hopes of getting
I'm not going to lie.
medical
I thought he
aid.
was a shoo-in to join the party.
Azorith refused him entry, not wanting to take the risk. He grabbed some dynamite and made his way back to the party. Chungus followed him, however, but you convinced him to turn back and stay at the temple. Using up your diamonds, Agenar managed to revive Nesh,
Oh, surprise.
Oh, wow. Really?
Yeah.
but no others.
Didn't see that coming.
She cast a Guardian of Faith and a Gentle Repose, ensuring that the rest of the bodies would remain intact for a possible revival in the future. You continued on to the opening mouth of the dugout tunnel, which is where we begin our session today.
Excellent. In the depths of this tunnel, making your way through the rubble, the cool wind that's kind of blowing through this space, moving through in darkness, or indeed torchlight, if that is what you have going for you. You stroll along this tunnel further and further in, traversing the Howling Ring, subterranean, hidden away from the dangers above. As you make your way through, there is the occasional sliver of kind of purple bluey glow coming from various little cracks and slivers in this tunnel to the Temple of Brigantia in Lorna Karth, a tunnel that's been there for ages, for as long as you can remember, a tunnel that is used rarely, a tunnel that's used for safety and for refuge. Not refuse. As you make your way through the tunnel here, these small slivers of glowing underdark visible, reminding you of that strange occurrence that was described to you, that the underdark has somewhat leaked in to this area, or indeed portions of the underdark have caused tunnels around this area to collapse in. And as you make your way through, with a little bit of time to get to the temple, what would you all like to do as you make your way through here with Nesh?
Yeah, Agnar's just going to be walking quietly with Nesh, holding Nesh's hands because they both have hands. And just quietly, not talking at this point.
Okay. Beautiful.
Azorith will be walking up with Etterath. Probably at the rear, maybe, of the group.
Yeah.
I assume so.
Yep.
You're right.
No. I really fucked up.
How many of us can say we've had a devil or demon chasing us down before? There's not really a how-to guide on it.
No, but could have done something about it sooner.
Maybe. Any plans for the other one?
Still trying to figure that one out.
Maybe we should try and work together for it, so that something like that doesn't happen again.
Yeah, you're right.
So what do you think? What happens when we get to Lorna Karth?
We restock. I mean, we're supposed to try to get friends in the council, so maybe figure out how to get there.
Who are we to the council? Do they, like... We're kind of nobodies. Unless someone in this group is secretly, in league with the council, very close with them, but...
I mean, Force might have some in. If not, at least through the Temple of Brigantia, we might be able to.
So, our allies are looking very slim at the moment, and we're on a ticking clock, I think.
I think the clock might have already ticked, but try not to think about it too much.
Just onward.
Yeah.
Excellent. So you march onward. Force, is there anything you are doing as you move?
No. I think I'm just leaving everyone to it as I lead the way.
Okay. All right. Beautiful. You guys march on for another half an hour, 2 hours, as you march on and on, realizing what you would have had to trek through potentially in the Howling Ring. Maybe 3 or 4 hours of marching through the same boring terrain over and over, the same tunnel moving at a slight increase, but nothing noticeable. You finally see a change of color in the dirt, in the clay around you. to less of a dark brown, more to like a lighter orangey kind of color. And as you make your way further along, you can see ahead of you sconce lights in the side of the tunnel here. And the rough, kind of rocky terrain around you starts to change to more paved stone. More of a... Can't put that anywhere. More of a paved stone kind of interior.
I'm going to sort of stop everyone and just be like, maybe turn to Agenar and be like, oh man, this has been a while. Bokeh. Are we going to need some sort of story to have a reason why we're down here?
I mean, they already know, I think, about the temple and the problem and
Oh, you sent news ahead?
well, I think Nesh, did they already were aware there was a problem, right?
They hadn't had contact with us, no, but
Right.
to the same point, I believe I sent a message to
Right.
Mother Zinsa, at least letting them know. That's probably why they've
Right.
lit the way for us.
Yes.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. Right.
But we can go with this front if that would
The
be.
truth is always the best.
Yes.
If they haven't posted guards, then I'm going to assume that they at least want to talk. So
Oh,
let's go with the
of
truth.
course. Yes.
I'll leave it up to you two because this is your area.
Right?
Right.
Nesh and Agenar walk forward, hand in hand. As you walk forward, you pass these arcane sconce lights lit with kind of radiant flame. And as you pass through them, there is a part of you... There was a comfort and a safety in the temple, despite the creatures that had taken over. The devil didn't come to you until you were down in the tunnel. And as you reach this part of the temple, the lower levels of the temple, once again you feel that safety. You feel that hallowed ground. And as you step through, you gather that something infernal may not be able to pass into this space. And as you step through, you spot a set of stairs that lead up from this cellar-like entrance further above.
It is a bit weird though that they didn't put anyone down here to give warning.
Well, I mean, they try not to, not to let anyone know that the tunnels are open, so they don't want people coming and going, and if you're on watch, you have to be on, and then someone else, and so...
You know, that is quite possibly the most logical thing you've said in quite a while.
Right.
Things are looking up.
Excellent. As you make your way up the stairs, you see a stone archway and you step into the lower levels of this Church of Brigantia. Now tell me, what would Agenar remember, either structurally or vibe-wise or personnel-wise, of the Temple of Brigantia here?
In this part of the temple?
Of any part.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, it's nothing ornate. It's not an ornate kind of temple. So certainly the lower levels, rough, hewn stone.
Lewis in the news.
But worn from lots of traffic. This area being something that, as we step into it, reminiscent of, storage cellars and things like that. But with the level of reinforcement on the doors that they could be used for something other than just goods, if need be. The rooms themselves, but also the barriers between the rooms and everything.
Excellent. As you step on into this lower, almost dungeon-like section, you would see down the end of a corridor, a warm dungeon
to it.
Yeah, a hot dungeon.
Yeah, sort of like the, let's say the wood. We've got stone, but then wood framed, and the wood is like a warm,
Warm, but not warm enough to be on fire.
Cottage core dungeon.
Cottage core
Yes,
dungeon.
cottage core dungeon.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Place
That's what
where you
we're
can
feeling.
cozy up and sip a tea.
Yeah.
And also get absolutely destroyed by your daddy Dom. Cottage core. As you step on into this area, you see a corridor, and at the end of the corridor with stairs that kind of lead up and to the main sort of building, you would see what looks to be it is a bald eagle Aarakocra, but to the point where they're literally bald. They have like the Friar Tuck band of hair around there.
Just like feathers.
Yes, just like awful. They're wearing like a Hessian robes, not too dissimilar to what like Agenar and Nesh are wearing. And they just kind of turn and look at you with like the one eye and the other eye and the other eye. They kind of bob their head and they go, "Oh, I'll let Mother Zinsa know."
Hello.
Hello. Flies up and around the corner. You just hear, clerics from the temple in the ring. Clerics from the temple in the ring.
Right. Well,
Everyone knows we're coming now.
they know we're here. So
Yep.
That's good.
The fluttering of wings, the clacking of claws on stone. And you are soon greeted by a gaggle, a swarm. I mean, there are geese Aarakocra there that are kind of pecking at you. Many, many different priests of avian kind of visage, but also a couple of like a furbolg and actual furbolg that are actual cows, somewhere between a minotaur and a furbolg. All this myriad of priests in near the same outfit start to greet you and swaddle you and look over you. Have you got any injuries? Is there anything we can help with? Nesh is kind of like, they're back in the. Is Mother Zinsa around?
Yes. Does somebody know where she is?
There is a sharp kind of squawk. They all go silent. They'll kind of step aside. And stepping through the center of all these priests and priestesses in this central temple to Brigantia, with a statue not too dissimilar to the one that you saw in Bokt, but not adorned with clean, tidy, but not adorned with all the trappings and dressings, not enormous, just a solid 8-foot kind of statue of Brigantia. Would you like to describe what Mother Zinsa looks like?
Mother Zinsa is, also Aarakocra, but she is somewhat reminiscent of a goose.
So we're leaning into the Robin Hood here. Okay.
Bearing in mind that geese are fiercely protective and can be somewhat terrifying.
Got attacked by one the other day.
Goddamn cobra chickens.
But then also very,
That's a lot of chickens.
very affectionate. If
Look,
they
look at all them
like
chickens.
You,
That's it, yeah.
So yes, there's a kind of sort of intensity and elegance.
Out
about
of the way,
her.
out of the way. Everybody move out of the way, please. Kind of comes swashing through. You can see she's got these rounded glasses sitting on top of her beak there. She's not dressed too dissimilarly to the rest of the Aarakocra and priests here. The only thing that would denote her status is that she is larger than most others. Stands a good 6 foot like 3 above most of the other priests, except for maybe the furbolg. And as she swans on in, she's kind of clucking a little bit as she comes up to you and kind of looks you over, starts to look you over, holds you by your shoulders, goes, "Are you all right there, dearie?"
No.
Okay.
Yes, but no.
Right. Looks at Nesh. What happened?
Well, it's just us now.
Oh dear. Right. Well, okay. Everyone give them some space. Are these friends of yours?
Yes.
Pleased to meet you, Mother Zinsa of the Temple of Brigantia. We'll find a quiet place for you to gather. She kind of leads you away from the rest of the group. Doesn't really fuss over you, but just kind of turns.
Can I roll an insight check on that pause to see if that was Jake trying to think of a word or if Mother Zinsa was trying to think of something? to
Yeah,
say
roll an
there?
insight check. Yeah.
Gather.
Because gather seemed a little easy for Jake to be thinking of. Oh, not good. That's a 3 on the die.
You'll never know. You'll never
My
know whether it was me
insight
or her.
Is a +2, so 5.
Could be me, could be her. Who knows? She leads you away. She leads you past the rest of the group and off to the side, down to a side kind of section. As you step past and down and around, you would see that there are a number of prayer rooms, a number of like dorm rooms where the priests would gather. You can see the large doors at the south. That would be the southeastern entrance that leads kind of directly into Lornakarth. You can hear the slight lapping of water, and you gather you're quite near the bay there. And as she leads you into this side room, you can see that there are a number of cushions on the ground for some sort of prayer circle. There is incense that is kind of half stubbed out, and she kind of steps in, clicks her fingers, and the incense burns again. She kind of picks it up and waves it around the room. She waves it around the room. She sets it back in its holder.
A little extra around this one.
What's that?
Just a little extra around this one, maybe.
Why is that? Just a
Long story.
spoiled spirit, right? Of course. Please come here, dear.
Okay.
Does a little lap around you. All right. Plots it back in.
Does anything happen to the scar? Can I notice?
Make a investigation check or a medicine check.
15.
15? No. Nothing really. No. As she kind of gets you all in there, Nesh is still holding your hand rather tightly. Mother Zinsa says, right, everyone, get back to what you were doing, please. I'll speak with you all about this soon. And please, can someone make sure the lower section is secure? Thank you. Closes the door. She turns back and she says, you must have been through a lot, right?
Yes.
Okay. You say it's just you two left?
Yes.
Yes. Right. Do we need to send people?
Yes, please.
Right.
There are some. I left them in case.
Right.
I prepared them
Right, of course.
so they could stay, and if there was time, but I tried. I tried.
That's all you needed to do. You tried. Okay? You tried your best, I'm sure. And it's probably by the grace of Brigantia that you're both here with us still. Okay?
Well, I suppose we should tell you what happened.
Yes, please. And introductions, if you wouldn't mind. Mother Zinsa, Temple of Brigantia. If you need anything at all, we are at your service.
Azorith. Nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
Can I take a step back and...
I'm Etterath.
You're Azorith as well?
Nope.
Etterath.
Etterath. Azorith, Etterath.
Not really that confusing, but...
It's not that. It's really not that
Some would say.
confusing.
Some would say.
A little effort sometimes
Yes.
goes
Okay.
a long way.
You know, if you just try, it's not.
Okay, I apologize. Yourself, dear.
Azeroth.
Azoroth.
Rest in peace.
Force.
Force. You're from here.
Yes.
You have sadness in you. You have anger in you.
The skin is not...
You have a righteous anger in you.
See? Righteous. Finally, someone sees it.
Righteous, not right or correct.
Same thing. Tomato, tomato.
She says, tell me everything you can, as quickly as possible, and I'll send people down there.
Right. Well,
Do we begin with why we're at the Temple of Brigantia, or...
yes. I think that so the other stuff can. Right.
Because I thought you were in Bokt, to be honest.
Right. Yes. No. we sent word from the temple there.
Right.
And the problem.
Right.
And then we'll get into the other stuff later. But,
Of course.
Then we needed to come back here, and well, Nesh. I communicated with Nesh and Nesh.
She looks at you intently. Huh. Brigantia, our friend here is having trouble. Please, if you see fit, restore her. And as Mother Zinsa does a divine intervention, you can go ahead and get your intelligence back.
Really?
Yeah.
Yay!
For Luke's sanity, thank you.
Okay, I'll fill that in later.
You played that way too well.
Okay, well.
Glowing energy.
Sometimes I was like,
bursts
Danielle
down
okay?
on you. Glowing
She have a
energy
day today.
bursts down on you as the energy bursts down on you. You feel your intelligence come back.
I feel
Dear,
like
you've
I've
not been yourself.
had a good rest. Oh my. Right. Well, I communicated with Nesh and discovered that the temple had been overrun, and that Nesh and the others were being held captive in the lower sections of the temple, and we made a plan to travel there, and when we arrived, the place was overrun with Yuan Ti and Kenku and others, and we tried to break in and free everyone peacefully, but
Kenku and Yuanti.
Yes.
And lizard folk as well.
Right.
Who seemed to be in charge?
Yuan Ti, I believe.
One by the name Adudin.
I do not fraternize with Yuanti, unfortunately, but I can speak to people on the council and see if the representative...
I would hold off on doing that.
Where's that?
I mentioned a couple of names on the council and they seemed to let me in as an honored guest.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we believe that some sort of powers are working to try and infiltrate Lorna Karth in some way.
May I ask which names?
The ones I said, I think Jaskar, I'll just...
Sashara?
That's the one.
Yep. Jaska Sashara, I believe, is the Yuanti you mentioned.
Jaskar.
And Varanya, the Dragonborn?
Yes.
Yeah. I believe we had this issue. You mentioned a couple, and I was like, that's the church. That's not... Yeah. We cleared that up, yeah.
And the rain song.
I think I also did Sir, whatever the...
Clixon. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
So I said all three of those.
Yes, you did. Perfect.
Yes.
She looks and she says, interesting. This is certainly something that should be taken up with the council. But perhaps... Though there's more than... You pull a face, but there's more than those three on the council. They're meant to keep each other in tow.
Not doing a very good job. So maybe the others are circumspect at best.
Well, we can certainly look into that. If this is something orchestrated by someone in the council, it's a egregious assault on the trust that we've built. And this, in the middle of our Festival of Unity.
Oh, is that happening?
There's a festival.
Yes, Force, that is happening right now.
It's a pretty good time, but is it a bit of a headache to try and get anything done?
Get anywhere.
Yeah.
Block off a lot of roads, I'm
Oh
sure.
God, it's just impossible to get anywhere.
Some IDs to get into the parking spots.
Even if you ask them real nicely, weirdly enough, it's just like the.
Wait,
I don't want to get into
been
it.
to the Festival of Unity?
Oh, not this, no, but I've been to festivals, and I feel like festivals are the same.
Oh, Safirith is fruitful of festivals, is it?
Not so anymore, but once upon a time.
How old are you?
not that old. It's when I was younger. Just
I must say, I've not myself met a Vidalcan from Bot before, but I'm very pleased to meet one now.
if there's any sort of way to reverse, skin pigmentation and hair loss,
Yes, this
I'd
is
greatly
new.
appreciate it. This is
He
not
didn't
what,
look like this. He looked a little worse than this.
He's a little bit taller. Yeah.
Right.
Anyway,
So you need some restoration.
if it's
We are
if
the
there's
Temple of
others.
Brigantia here. If we cannot restore you, then we're not doing our jobs.
yes,
now,
but it just seems so trivial.
we will
but-
get to that if it's not urgent. This council business is alarming. I can go there myself, but perhaps the word is best to come from the bird itself, or the turtle itself.
Right.
If
I
you
might
need,
have some enemies in the city that I probably don't want to be made aware that I'm back. Mainly the whole Church of Arden.
she looks at you with like new eyes, and she goes, "Ah, right. You're one of them, are you?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Still practicing,
When it suits me. Not when it suits the god.
like a true acolyte of Orin."
Mm.
I will say, of all the time to be in the city, now is the best time to go undetected. What with the Festival of Unity and everything like that. That being said, if you require some sort of disguise or some sort of subterfuge is not really what we do here, but if it's necessary, we will.
No, I'm not one for sneaking. Just don't want to be standing on a public stage in front of all the powerful figures of the city being like, y'all are wrong.
Right. Or perhaps a private meeting with them. That I can arrange.
I think that would be wise.
Well,
Well,
let me go sort out...
well,
Is there more?
yes.
Okay.
There's a whole other part of our journey, which is why we're in the city. Is that what you're about to say?
No,
Oh, what are you about to say?
after that.
Okay, so we've got a number of things.
Right. Yes, we do.
I need to know the details for the fallen clerics, and I will
Right.
get that in motion, and then when I come back, we can talk about
Well,
other things.
so we attempted to free those who were still alive in the
course,
temple,
course.
and we were successful.
Good.
And then we went to leave
Right,
to come here,
right.
and we left the hallowed grounds. And one of our companions
Oh.
has entered into some deals.
She looks around your group.
And that was what caused the deaths of the others.
She does a Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire, and just goes straight to you. Claw on your shoulder. Not a claw, like one of those webbed feet.
That's even scarier.
She puts you up against the wall and she says, "I have you to blame for my lost flock."
Indirectly.
Explain, please.
So we found a magical set of cards and we kept pulling from them, and in order to get out of some sticky situations, I kept,
We?
they pulled cards. I mostly had most of the consequences. That's what caused.
Pulls your...
Yep, I was getting to that.
Let's go. Kind of gently takes her webbed foot off you.
Webbed hand.
Just kind of like...
She doesn't have hands.
Takes her beak, and just kind of like... straightens you up there. Kind of looks at you, and she just does a little like peck kiss on your forehead. You poor thing. You poor thing. You are marked.
I used to have two, but we got rid of one, and that was by accidentally letting all of them die. I tried my best to not let that happen, but it sort of was out of my control at that point.
Point is, the one that showed up wanted souls, and well, I think they hold value for the more divine souls, the good souls, and
The better the soul, the more it's worth as like money or something down there.
How many?
6.
Yeah.
6.
Right. Make yourselves comfortable. Agenar, Nesh, you can show them around.
Right.
I need to get people set off immediately.
Right.
If it's staying hidden you're worried about, stay in the church. I'll be back momentarily. She kind of goes to the door, opens it up, and kind of trots on out. You hear her starting to speak orders, requesting a crew to head down towards that direction with her. You guys are left alone here for a moment.
Actually went pretty well.
All things considered.
I thought I was about to get my ass handed to me, not gonna lie.
Well, hopefully they can get them back. We can put this all behind us.
Right. I'm sorry about Sir Elpin.
Me too.
Well, I'll show you to some rooms.
Sure.
We'll set ourselves up, and then I suppose we'll go find the mess hall, have some food.
Excellent. You're shown around this vast temple. You're shown the mess hall. You're shown the upstairs kind of rooms that have balconies that look out over the temple, so you're able to head out of your room and just look down and pray to Briganti and then head back in. And after about 2 or so hours, maybe 3 hours, Mother Zinsa comes back in. As she comes back in, there's like a flutter, a twitter, everyone's kind of chatting. You see that stretchers are being kind of brought in with cloth over the top of them. They're being brought into what you would know to be an infirmary. As they are led into the infirmary, Mother Zinsa kind of looks at you all and just kind of makes her way up to you, lands on the balcony, and trots down. She says, "Right, we are working on it. It looks like not a lot of the damage was permanent. We've also sent people in to secure the church. You did well. The damage is not irreversible. Now, as for other business, you're not in Bokt for what reason?"
Right.
Quite a bit of reasons, but I think the main one is Safirith is attempting to take Bokt again.
We did hear word. The council are aware of Severian ships moving, and it looks like some dwarven ships from Neodrak are moving as well. As far as
Perfect.
we know, you'd have to speak to the council about how that is going. We were they requested some clerics to go into some of the Fiaine ships, and I have put that off as long as I possibly can. So it might be good if you could tell them that I'm willing to give them clerics if they're willing to agree that what they are sending is simply to end whatever is going on, not to take advantage of whatever madness is happening that Queen Banrian has deemed her prerogative.
Right, yes. Well, that's why we're here. We're seeking allies to assist Bokt. But as we discussed, the
Bokt is very capable of defending itself.
well,
Care to talk on that? The Etterath?
So there was an individual in a tree.
She does another, Harry, did you put your name in the goblet of fire? Sorry. Tell me what happened.
There was an individual in a tree. Looked like he was in a lot of pain. So I went to help him. I went to heal him. He may or may not have been the source of Bokt's protection. His blood was the stuff they used in the tattoos, and his connection to the earth might have been what causes the roads to shift and the mists to fall.
think the mists are still in place, but there's no way to navigate them anymore.
Okay. Understood.
Right, so, as we found with the temple in the ring and the temple unboxed, there seems to be some sort of something with the council, and we weren't sure if we could trust going straight to the council with seeking aid. So we wanted to come here first.
And what do you need of me? I can give you reassurance that the council will see you, regardless of your past.
Well, I guess... Can we trust the council? Does the council have intentions to take advantage?
I am not on the council, unfortunately. You would have to speak to the council.
Do you trust those on the council?
I have been here in this city for a long, long time. We have been left to do our own thing. We have gotten on well with our neighbors in the Church of Orin. We have gotten on well with everyone here. I personally have no reason to doubt anyone in the council, but I have no reason to doubt you and your doubts. I would trust one of my own before I trust anyone else. So Agenar, you're going to have to be my proxy.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Do you need a night's rest here?
I think some time to sort of get our bearings and figure things out and would be appreciated.
I will leave you to your rest. You may stay.
Quick question before you go.
Right.
What the fuck's up with that phoenix?
Her face kind of drops and she says, the eternal eel shows up in times of peril. From what you've said about Bokt, from what's happened in the Temple of Brigantia out in the Howling Ring, and that creature from the volcano to the south, I'd say these are times for the eternal eel, and the fact that its return has given a lot of people here great pause and great nervousness. The council has their hands full with demands, requests. What is that creature? What are you going to do about the creature? The eternal eel's back. Maybe it's time to shake things up.
We got some good news.
Right.
For once. We fought the phoenix.
Right.
I managed to take it down a peg. I took part of it, and then it reborn itself, as phoenixes do.
Right, as phoenixes are wanted to do.
Oh, so I don't know if there's been trouble since then. It's been a couple of days now. Don't know if you've noticed a change since, but we did fight it.
The people of Gorgoro have been up in arms trying to get the council to do something about the activity in the volcano. It has apparently been active over the last couple of days. More so than ever before.
It did sort of fly its way back
It's
to
gonna send a fire thing.
one good thing, one even bigger bad thing,
Wait,
one good thing, one even bigger bad
what's the
thing.
town of Goro? Goro?
Gorgoro is the town to the south of Fiaine. And you would know that the south end there, as I get my dang documents open, that Gorgoro is the kind of the rocky terrain, the boulders, the mountains to the south there, not the dry arid plains that the Yuan Ti from. This is the area that a lot of the dragonborn and lizard folk kind of merge into. Swamps for the lizard folk, dragonborn to the south there. So while Lorna Karth is united, each of the areas, as you've seen with Hawksworth and Gale Village, are still quite separate.
Right. Could I just roll a quick history check to see how long it's been since it last erupted? Or was active?
Yeah.
That's a 14 on the die. All right. My history plus 9. 23.
23.
Wow, I know my history.
You do not know a time in your... Correct me if I'm wrong, but you do not know a time in your existence, your life, where the Great Geyser, Tangaroa, has erupted or even shown signs of it. You do not know a time. I don't even know if any of your Callian may have
unrecorded
spoken
kind
of
of
a
thing.
time, but yeah. You cannot think of a time that has been recorded where this thing has been active or erupted to the point where people have lived in, on, and around this thing.
Yeah. Okay. Tangaroa
Tangaroa,
and Gorgoa.
Gorgoro.
Gorgoro.
Yep.
Gorgo.
Gorgoro and Tangaroa.
Nice. Is this by any chance based on the Zelda Gorons?
Gorgoro is, yeah. And then,
As Caleb nods his head.
and I believe Tangaroa is, I can't remember what nationality that was. It might have been Japanese, I'm not sure.
Tangaroa sounds like Pacific Islanders.
It might be, yeah. I don't remember. I don't know what I did. I was really smart and then I just deleted it from my brain. Yep.
Great. Cool. Thank you.
Cool.
So, okay, well, yeah. I mean, keep an eye on the Phoenix, see if anything changes. Yeah.
Well, make yourselves at home. Come find me before you leave. I will do what I can to help you. You, come with me. She turns and leaves. And she points at you, Azorith.
Now? Should I go now?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
As Azorith is led out, you guys have free run of the temple. You, Azorith, are led to what looks to be a private chamber, like a single, 2 cushions, again, like a large, what's the incense, the big incense, a censer, a large censer that kind of swings in the center of the room there.
Is that what it's called?
I think so, yeah, a
Oh,
censer. I could be wrong. Caleb, look that up.
I'm sure you're right. I have no idea.
If you
It's
want.
like a fancy name as well.
Yeah. The whole like
I'll Google
Sacro Sanctu Domine, that sort of thing.
How do you spell it?
CNSER. Yep.
Yeah, there you go.
Spot on.
Nice.
Excellent. Swinging the censer in the center of the room there, and she says, "Please sit."
Yes. Okay.
And she says, "Give me a full list of your ailments, please."
I feel like I
You're
got
not one of those people that only comes to see a healer when you've got a lot of things wrong with you, are you?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
What's the fancy name?
Thurible?
Okay.
Thurible.
You know, I try and eat my apples, so
What is that supposed to mean?
it's an old expression, you know, to keep the apple. Anyways, I,
An apple a day to keep the doctor away? That was an old tale that was told because Dr. Jekyll was scared of apples. So when he was Mr. Hyde, if you ate apples and chomped them near him, he would get all scared and run away. That's where that's from.
oh, I didn't know that. Seems silly now. But yeah, I'm got a lot shorter. Little bit.
Now be honest with me. Are you just trying to get taller?
Can you do that? Or
She looks at you and she says,
should I?
I could, but I wouldn't.
All right, fair enough. If you could just turn me back how I used to be. Hair, skin was not blue,
Right?
and yeah, that's about it, I think.
Right. More hair.
Do you know anything about, because it's never been this aggressive before, but do you know about magic acting out? Not.
She says, from where do you hail?
Well, I grew up in Safirith, born in Neodract.
Okay. What is your understanding of Arcana?
Well, it's always just been a part of my life, and from a young age, my father taught me how to control it and how to use it. And then it changed.
Safirith has some of the best minds for Arcana, as I understand it. I am more divinely inclined. If you are having troubles, I suggest you seek answers there.
You'd say that.
This I can deal with, and she steps in. She takes some diamond dust, crushes it, sprinkles it over you. As she does, you feel the blue start to peel from you like a shell. As the blue peels from you, she takes more diamond dust and very gently just kind of presses it into your head bit by bit by bit. She starts to do like a hair transplant thing. And after a little bit of time, you are restored to your usual self. She looks over you and she says, if you're ever looking for a more consistent and a more overseen form of arcana, there are many gods to be followed.
I'm afraid not for long. Sorry. What?
That's the biggest threat in the world. That's not ominous whatsoever.
Who are you, me?
What is it?
He didn't say that. He said that concerningly.
As in, I am afraid not for long. Rather than, I'm afraid not.
Jake's just out of realm of possibilities. I can see the tabs opening.
Okay, yes.
Sorry? Should I go?
She says, there is someone keeping an eye on Agenar, but an extra set of eyes would be nice. Your previous comments notwithstanding, you are under her protection, whether you believe or not.
Oh, I believe in the gods, that the gods exist and that they have their place in this world, but so I feel like there's a lot of people who don't, or at least the current gods. What do you know about the old gods?
She casts
Disintegrate.
That's exactly what I was thinking.
You know too much.
She casts some sort of protection from good and evil, some sort of protection from non-detection, some non-detection sort of thing. And she says, you tread a dangerous path asking things like that.
Afraid the answers are necessary.
I'm afraid the answers could get you and a very dear child of mine hurt.
Which is why we need as much help as we can get.
Think on what I said before, because it applies here as well. Where the answers lay.
Thank you. You've...
Dismisses the spell. Says, sorry there, I got a bit of a rush. Like I said, Safirith, where you're from, would be the best place to look for your arcane needs. Would you mind sending Agenar in, please?
Sure, yes. Of course.
Okay, that'll be all.
Azorith kind of looks up.
Don't see anything.
Thank you, Mother Zinsa.
Thank you, Azorith.
Show myself out.
Excellent, you show yourself out.
I'll make my way back to
The rooms.
the group.
Yeah, you head back to the group.
Kind of.
At this point, we're in kind of free-flowing time. If you want to take a long rest, you're welcome to. If you want to take a short rest, you're welcome to. Just let me know what you want to do. But I hand it over to you guys here in the Temple of Brigantia before you get too far into heading into Lorna Karth. Knowing that this temple will always be here, as far as you know.
I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that.
Do what you need to do now, and you can definitely come back later.
I don't
The
believe
temple
you.
will be here,
I
intact.
don't
Most
believe
likely.
you.
Everyone
my
in it
God.
alive and well.
I will.
Yeah, have we been any, like? Yeah, I feel like when we went to the village, at the very start of the campaign, the village wasn't destroyed when we left.
Which village?
The tattoo village.
Oh, Lahias? Lahias was there when you left.
Yeah. Lahias was there when we left.
But,
Yeah.
but
That's
wrecked
one of
by
the
a
only
giant,
places.
by a giant silver deer monster.
Oh.
Yeah. But you
Ava was pretty good.
Ava.
We didn't,
Yeah, we didn't trash
fuck up
Ava.
Ava. Didn't fuck up Kuin. That was already fucked when we got there.
True. It's true. I don't know what you're stressing about here.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I am worried that the second I step out of this temple, I'm going to explode.
Nesh looks at you while Azorith is having this happen, and she says, "Tell me about all the friends you've had and made.
Oh,
I'd love to hear about them."
right. And do you want to do this now, or do you want me to just summarize?
Summarize who you tell
Yeah.
them about.
Agenar talks about Bucky as being this sort of, in some ways, a kindred spirit of sorts, being naive and new to the world, and someone, and Pierre Roup, this sort of god man child
God?
creature. I mean, I don't, not a god, but maybe, I don't know. Certainly not like you or me or Mother Zinsa. Something else,
More powerful than Mother Zinsa?
right?
I don't believe you.
Well, I mean, you don't have to, but
What wisdom did he have to impart?
all he really said was Pierre Roup.
Right.
Right.
As you explain Pierup and Bucky and Ayawan and all these people, she says,
Oh, and of course, Safirith.
Safirith, there you go.
Our fallen
She says,
I think we were all waiting for that one.
She says, "That sounds lovely. I would love to meet them someday, speak to them, see them, go visit them.
right.
I don't know if I want to stay in the church any longer. With the church, certainly, but I wouldn't mind getting out and about."
Oh, well, I mean, we are trying to help Bokt, so if you wanted to help Bokt as well,
I would love to.
Yeah,
If I get pen pals like yours.
yes. I mean, if you wanted to help Bokt with us, then maybe our pen pals would be the same pen pals.
We could do a 3-way sending and have a nice little chat.
Oh, right.
Right?
Right.
I would like that.
Oh,
They did an X-Men 97 one.
You join back in.
Yeah, Azorith walks back in, looking like he used to do, but with a little less. Still has a kind of drop shoulders and a kind of introverted energy.
Now you're only blue on the inside.
Yes, thank you. Mother Zinsa would like to see you, Agenar.
oh, okay.
And also, probably only Agenar would notice, but as the hair kind of grew back, it kind of grew back behind the ears. Agenar would notice on Azorith's left ear, it's mainly always been covered by his long, shaggy hair, but she would notice a kind of scar that runs where the points would be, that goes about 3/4 of the way and then just kind of stops.
As in, there's no point?
There is a point, but there's a
There's a point.
scar that kind of reaches. It doesn't go all the way across the ear. It just kind of stops at the 3/4 mark, as if a knife went through, but not all the way. And then he kind of brushes his hair back, and she was very intimidating.
Yes, she can be.
I talked to her about the old gods a bit.
Oh,
I thought she was, she's in the know of the gods. She's the one, right, of the temple. She's
right.
if anyone speaks to Brigantia, it's her, right?
Right.
She was speaking to Brigantia. She kept.
Oh.
So I don't know if it was a good thing or a bad thing, but
Oh, did she say it was a good thing or a bad thing?
well, it felt like it was. It felt like I was. It felt like it was a bad thing that I was mentioning it. She said to be
Right.
careful when talking about those things. So
You didn't threaten her, did you? Or
I
the
didn't
gods.
mean to. I don't know how it came across though. But maybe just if she brings it up.
Right.
It's all kosher here. I'm team for now. Team Brigantia. Well, I'm Team Brigantia for sure.
For now.
Well, I don't know about the old. I still don't know about the old gods, and we don't know nothing.
What are
about
these old gods?
Beats me, but
We don't know exactly, but there seems to be some...
What's wrong with these gods?
Right, that's what I think. No, for the most part. But, no, there seems to be some that are seeking the the return of the old gods.
I don't know what the old gods are.
Neither. But apparently there are some.
Stories I could read.
Maybe we should go to the library later.
Possibly,
See
yes.
what we can find.
I doubt you'll find anything. History is written by the victors.
True, but sometimes there are stories within stories. You know,
between the
repeating
lines.
images. Things like that.
Better off listening to child's fairy tales.
Well, exactly. That's what I mean. Sometimes in fairy tales.
So have you got one? What was your favourite fairy tale growing up?
Well, actually, my favourite was to do with the eternal eel.
Oh yeah? I don't
Yes.
think I've heard that one.
No?
No, why don't you say it for us?
Well, if Mother Zinsa doesn't mind waiting.
She didn't seem like she was in a rush, but I don't know.
Well, okay. Before, all of the land was, filled with animals and people and trees and things. It was just a great, great rock. And then one day the rock split in half. And out of the rock came the eternal eel. And the eternal eel swam around, and then the eternal eel got so sad because it was lonely, so it started to cry. And then when it cried, it filled all the holes in the rock. And the holes filled up and became the lakes and rivers and trees. And then the eternal eel decided to rest, to sleep. And whenever something would come along that would disturb all the trees and then the animals and things that began to grow, the eel would come back out and chase them away and then go back to sleep.
And we helped the eternal eel. Maybe there's room for us in these stories, after all.
Maybe. But I thought it was just a story, and then maybe not.
I have a favourite too.
Please.
The story of the eye.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah, right. It's just every day I forget that there's an eye in the sky.
Right?
Please do regale us with this.
Go ahead and listen to our one shot.
Yeah.
Damn it.
It's almost as if it's
Look, we're
almost
gonna
as if
listen
I
to one
remember
thing.
just as if it was last week.
Okay, I'll put the whole one shot in. Yeah.
Just at like 20 times speed though.
Yeah.
Well, there once was a...
Yeah. Excellent. You guys chill out for a little bit. You make your way to Mother Zinsa's quarters. As you make your way to Mother Zinsa's quarters, she says, "Come in, dear.
Oh, hello.
Please come take a seat."
Right, yes.
Sighs. Agenar.
Oh,
These friends you've made,
right.
do you trust them? Despite their transgressions and their mistakes?
Well, two of them, yes.
Right?
2 out of 3 is not bad.
I was about to say in the wise words of the bard, meatloaf, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. But you took the words right out of my mouth.
Just connected.
She looks at you, she says, 2 is enough. You are bound to these people. I don't need to know what you're doing. And I don't need to know what your adventuring friends are doing. What I need you to know is that you are the only one that can help them understand faith.
Right.
And belief and trust.
Right.
Trust in something larger than yourself. Be it a god, be it a group, be it a cause. Belief in the self, but in the self as it pertains to the many. I am charging you with this duty.
Oh.
You need not accept if you don't wish to. I know you've been away, I know it's been difficult, and stay as long as you need here. But if what you are doing has a time pressure to it, I will do everything I can to ease the journey of you and your friends.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
I mean, I will accept.
Good. Can I see that, please? She points at your holy symbol.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course.
Takes it. Sure? Okay. She closes her eyes. Light spills from her fingers there. She hands back your glowing holy symbol, and your amulet of the devout is now a +2.
Upgrade.
She then also says, it is important to stay in touch with your friends. You can hear the other Arakorker cawing in the background. She says, I have had this especially prepared. I don't know if you have a way of duplicating or doing more, but this may come in handy, especially in a busy city. And she hands you a scroll of Rary's telepathic bond.
Oh, dang.
1 use only, but...
Bond. Nice.
She says, Brigantia has seen that you are the linchpin, you are the fulcrum that could tilt everything that's happening one way or the other.
Oh.
No pressure.
I mean, that is a lot of pressure.
Just remember that she is with you.
Okay. The one I don't trust.
Yes.
What should I do? I've tried to help and tried to do what you ask and show what it is to have faith, to care about others beyond the self, but
nobody is a lost cause. With a light touch and leading by example, sometimes these people don't know what they've got till it's gone.
Oh, you know
right.
to go.
As the great bard Tracy Chapman once sung. And later Counting Crows.
Great song.
I pray this doesn't happen to you, nor this friend. And if their trust... If you need to... If their trust ever wanes to a point where it is dangerous for you, you would have Brigantia's blessing to do what you must. To protect the flock. there is a fox in the hen house,
Right.
but I pray it doesn't come to this.
Yes, as do I.
Get some rest.
Thank you.
Go
Mother
enjoy
Zinsa.
the Festival of Unity.
Oh, right. Yes.
Right?
Yes. Thank you. And the others are
Do not worry about the others.
okay.
If you wish to see them, you can see them. But
Thank you.
do not worry.
Okay.
Hand it back to you guys to see what you do with this long rest.
Hey, Etterath. I just want to say, I'm proud of you, buddy.
Lean into the camera.
I'm proud of you, buddy. I think, you did a good job back there. You saved your village.
Oh, I don't really think I did.
Well, I think that if you hadn't intervened, it would have been bad.
Yeah, but if I also wasn't there in the first place, the bad things wouldn't
Yeah,
have
but that's
happened.
semantics, isn't it?
God, I mean, is it really saving them if I'm the one that caused it? Is it more just sort of cleaning up my mess?
I mean, I am a scimitar, so I don't want to get too into moral quandaries, but the way I see it is, there was a problem, and you got rid of the problem. Now, that problem followed you, but that's not your fault. Don't let them get you down, okay?
I have conflicting feelings.
I think you're doing just fine.
Thank you thing that I stab people with. Thank you, Serana.
Yeah, don't worry though. I'm impartial with ethics and morals.
You definitely don't just like it when I fucking stab people with that, but that's... Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
As we get towards our long rests, however you're achieving it, you would notice that Mother Zinsa would kind of trot past you as a group and just look at each of you intently. She's looking at each of you and nods to herself and trots off. Starts to pray in front of the statue there.
That is really unnerving.
What is?
Did you just walk around staring at people?
She's also weirdly strong. Like, you wouldn't think, but she's fucking wham.
Well, there's a reason why she's head of the temple.
Could she beat everyone in an arm wrestling match?
She
Etterath,
could, I suppose. I've never seen that.
every priest, every acolyte, every priestess are just looking at you with scorn, with disgust, with blame. As that blame washes over you, you just feel that glow proudly on your collar.
Fuck you.
Scapegoat.
Fuck you.
And
Fuck
you guys can go ahead and mark off a long rest, and we'll come back next episode.
Fuck you, devil. Fuck you.
I mean, that was pretty